Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This week we are going to be trying to read my entire TBR I made from my board game in a week. Before we go any further into this video, very exciting Shrink the Shelf news. If you guys don't know, I made this board game. It's a TBR building board game with prompts and challenges to help you get through your physical TBR or just to help you choose reads. There are two ways to play, as seen on the back. But the Kickstarter has been up for you guys to follow for a while, and the Kickstarter is going live Wednesday, May 8th. So please, please, please get excited. I hope you guys are ready. I know this is gonna go great. I'm very excited. If you haven't seen me play this game, there are plenty of videos of it, and I'm so ready for this to be able to be in y'all's hands. Please remember though that this is a prototype. Finished product will be a bit better than this. This month, to do some things different for April, I had Jordan pick my TBR. He played my husband, and I don't know what was going on this month, but I just was not reading very much, and so I decided what better way to tell you guys Shrink the Shelf is finally coming than to try to read the TBR Shrink the Shelf made for me this month. So I'm like part of the way through Well Ascension. Shocker, I'm like always part of the way through Well of Ascension. But other than that, I don't think I've started anything. We're gonna just jump right in. Let's get started. Let's look at what all we've got as some options. Okay, before I show you my book options, I really want to show you my recent needlepoint canvas. Isn't it so cute? Look. Focus. Why won't you focus? There we go. Look at it. I'm obsessed. And it didn't have these like dark green parts. I decided to do that myself. The back of it, a little chaotic and crazy looking, but we just care about the front. But I'm so excited. This is gonna look so cute on my Christmas tree. And then I'm doing my 100 Days of Movement challenge again, and it is going so well. But so I got myself a little treat for hitting day 25, because last time I did not make it very far, but I got myself this little needlepoint bag, and it's holding like all my current projects and like my fibers and stuff, or my threads and stuff. So that's really fun. Okay, I need to gather up the books that Jordan put on my TBR. All right, we have quite the stack. I have Dazzling Heights, Indigo Rage, and Desperate Measures, Better Than the Movies, The Heiress, and Tempest of Tea. And then these two, one I'm in the middle of because I'm filming another video, Magnolia Park's Into the Dark. I am 175 pages into this one. It's a lot longer than I realized it was going to be. It's like 600 something pages. So I am part of the way through this one. It is taking me a little longer because I feel like it's a bit heavier than the Magnolia Parks books have been in the past. And then I'm 112 pages into the Well of Ascension. And this is one that I just have to kind of read like 50 pages every day kind of thing. So I think today what we'll do is it's currently 11 something, 10:52. So we'll say I'm gonna try to get, I'm on page 112. Let's try to get, perfect. We'll try to get to part 3. I don't know if I can do that. That's 254 in Well of Ascension. We will see about this, but I think what I'm actually gonna read is potentially Desperate Measures because it's the smallest. I've been in like a little bit of a reading slump. And so I think maybe if I just read something really quick, it might kind of propel me into reading my books. So this is what I think we're going to start for. I'm making my lunch right now, and I have quesadilla streaming. It's funny because that's not my lunch. My lunch is some rice and chicken. I am just really craving rice right now, but we have a ton of leftover chicken, and I was like, let's make some yummy rice to go with it. So that's what I'm doing, but quesadilla is an Apex streamer, and Apex is the video game that I play with my husband. So I think I'm going to try to read this. I hope I could finish it pretty quickly. It is 212 pages. So I think if I could read this, and then if I could read all of this today, and then the like 100 40 pages of The Well of Ascension, I would feel really good about today. But can I do that? That is the question. So let's start with this because I've had this forever. So this is where we'll start. I am not wearing what you saw me wearing in the reading clip, but I read all of this in that one sitting where you saw me reading just now. I mean, it is literally 200, it's like 198 pages. I do not know how to feel about this rating wise because I don't know if there was really a plot here. Like, there was a plot, but like it was not a big part of it. Like, I was very invested in the plot, but like it happened in like 2 seconds. Like, this is like 98% spice, 2% plot. And the 2% plot, if it was more and like we had gotten more and it wasn't a 200-page book, I would probably give this like 3.5, 4 stars. But I am not a spice girl personally. I think if you are really into spice, you'd probably really, really love this because it was a lot. And I want to say it was probably pretty good. Spice, I skim. I'm a spice skimmer most of the time. But yeah, I don't know what to rate this because like I could have lived without reading this, but I wish the plot was like more, like the whole thing is that Jafar overthrows Princess Jasmine's dad like right out of the gate and basically takes her as like a symbol of like his newfound power and that he overthrew her dad. It was giving 50 Shades of Grey with Jafar and Jasmine. Do with that information what you will. So I finished this one, whatever day I started this. Tuesday, I've been the worst. Yes, Tuesday the 23rd was when I started this, I think. So Wednesday, I think I read literally only a few pages of Wednesday night and Thursday morning, I read Love and Other Words, which I'm gonna be counting as my mood read for the TBR. So like it sort of counts, but it wasn't actually on my monthly TBR, so I didn't film myself, but that was my book club's pick this month. So I was like, great, read it, went to book club yesterday. It was great. So I didn't have any time to read last night, but I started this morning before Graham got up for a little bit, and then I read a little bit while we were like doing breakfast and stuff. And so I'm on page 125 of Better Than the Movies because after reading Love and Other Words, I was like, I really want to read like another fun rom-com, and I think this is the only rom-com on my TBR because Indigo Ridge is more like mystery. But after this, I might read Dazzling Heights. I also thought I was going to pick up Indigo Ridge. Did I tell you guys all of this? I don't know. I thought I was going to pick up Indigo Ridge, and I decided after reading Love and Other Words that I wanted to read this. I'm at page 125. I'm going to sit and read while Graham is napping. Hopefully he naps for a little bit, but it is Friday, April 26th, and I'm only have until Tuesday to finish all these books on my TBR. So we will see how many I can get done because I still have this, the rest of Magnolia Parks, the rest of The Well of Ascension, which I really want to read. Also did not read those pages of Well of Ascension that I was telling you I wanted to read. Tempest of Tea, The Heiress, Dazzling Heights. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I already read 8, yes. So those are my options. I don't know if I'll go for Dazzling Heights or Indigo Ridge or maybe The Heiress because I feel like it could be quick. But anyways, I'm really loving Better Than the Movies right now. It's making me think a lot about To All the Boys I Loved Before and like their kind of vibes. And I love that movie and that book. I'm having a really good time. Also, there was so each chapter starts with like a romance movie quote. And the chapter I just started, it has this quote. You can do it, camera. It has this quote right here. And Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is like one of my favorite movies ever. And no one ever talks about it like that I run into in the real world. So just seeing that in here made me really like it. But also I hate, oh my gosh, what is this hair doing? I do also though hate that at one point she references getting the ick. I'm not a fan of the term the ick. That's all. I'm gonna go back to reading now. Hello, I did some more reading. I read while Graham napped and I managed to get a ton of progress in, and then I just read the last little bit really quick while Jordan was home for lunch, and I finished it and I really liked it. My only complaint was that one time they used the term the ick, and that didn't happen again. So I'm gonna give this, I think, 5 stars. I honestly love Lynn Painter's writing. I've also read The Love Wager by her, and I really liked it. I know a lot of people don't like her adult books, but maybe I can be this rare section where I both enjoy her adult and young adult because I read the adult one first. I don't know, but I really loved it. It was just, it felt like a 2000s rom-com, which I think is kind of what it's supposed to give based off of the title and the movie quotes. I definitely would recommend it. It's a very easy, like, fun beach read option too. I really liked it. Honestly, my 2 books by Lynn Painter are a total win. Also, I'm dressed like this because I just got back from a walk. So I don't know what to pick next because, okay, here are the options. Am I missing one? Oh, here they are, plus Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home. In Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home, I am on page, let's look, 175 of like 670-ish. Well, of Ascension, I have not moved, so 113 of 590-ish. So these 4, The Heiress, Tempest of Tea, Dazzling Heights, and Indigo Ridge, I have not started. So I think what I'm gonna do really quick is read like a page of like each of them and try to decide which one I am like, if one really sucks me, I'll just stick with it. So 1 second, because my camera battery's low, so I'm going to stop recording really quick. I have to admit to you that I don't think that helped me at all. I will say, this sounds the least interesting to me, which is funny because I thought like, ooh, a thriller, I'll read that and I could finish it in a day, because like this book is not long, 200 something pages. I was not gripped by this at all, and I feel like I'm kind of on a roll. I am pretty interested in A Tempest of Tea. It sounded good, but like the first few pages I didn't get like a ton out of it. Indigo Ridge, I'm pretty interested in, and Dazzling Heights, I know like once I get going, I'll be really invested in because it's very gossip girly. I genuinely don't know. I need to help Graham with his lunch, so I think I'm gonna have to mull over my decision a little longer. I might start reading one and then come back and report in. Okay, it is the 30th, and yesterday I was doing some like garage cleaning and other things. I read a little bit more of Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home. Well, no, I read a lot more. I'm gonna finish that at some point today. So that's 1 more off the TBR. And then I started listening to the audiobook of Indigo Ridge while I was cleaning the garage. And I only have an hour and 46 minutes left of it, which means I probably have like 45 minutes of like physical reading, but I really want a needlepoint right now. So I think I'm going to put the audiobook on and then work on my needlepoint that I'm doing right now. I did French knots. I don't know if you can see. Let's see. Yeah, so I did some French knots on this one, which I think look really good. But yeah, so I want to do that right now, so I'm going to just listen to my audiobook and keep doing that. And I'm not wearing headphones, I just play it out loud, sitting here on the couch. So update from when I talked to you earlier. I still have like, I don't know how much time does my Kindle say. I have not finished either of them. It's now 7:45, but I want to finish Indigo Ridge, but I don't really want to listen to it anymore. So it says I have like 45-ish minutes left, so I'm gonna try to finish this. I also read a little bit of Magnolia Park's Into the Dark earlier when we were sitting outside. I don't remember what the last page I told you I was on, but I might have been wrong. But now I'm on page 519. Sorry, Jordan's scrubbing some dishes. Graham went to bed. My little bow bookmark. I'm obsessed. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this, but I also might just stay up really late and read it. But if I do that, I probably won't be able to film because Jordan has to get up really early. And if I'm reading in bed, I have like it's not a headlamp, it's like a neck lamp. But it's only a little, it's around 700 in like 5 pages. So all I can say about this is I knew it would be sad given how the previous Magnolia Parks book ended. I knew that. It is a lot heavier and sadder than the others. There's a lot less drama. It's more just dealing with the sad part of the last one. However, I am definitely a Daisy Hates huge fan. That's what I prefer out of this series. And part of, I think I just read it, maybe I read it earlier, I don't know. Something we learned about Daisy and Christian, I'm just a little upset. And I need that book now. But also, like, I just want to punch Magnolia's dad in the face. That's that. I'm loving this, but it's definitely slower going than the other ones because it's not like fun, gossipy, crazy drama. Like this one's sad. So it's just taking me a little while to read. But I'm very excited for the Daisy Hates ones. But yeah, so I have like around 200 pages. I don't know if I can. I don't know how well that will go. And then with Indigo Ridge, which I have the physical copy of, it's just not next to me. Also, I'm sorry, I'm sitting in such a weird angle. I don't know if I've even talked about this, but this is like a mystery, a romance book that like has like a very large mystery plot to it because the main female character is the police chief. And when she's the new police chief in town. And when she gets there, she learns that there's been like, over the course of, I don't remember how many years, maybe 10 years, there's been like 8 suicides, and they're almost all women, which is statistically just improbable because the suicide rate's higher among men. She's like, this is just really weird. And when she gets there, like, there's immediately a suicide. And so she, as like an outsider to the city, feels as though these are not just suicides, and she just wants to know what's going on. And audiobook wise, I hate listening to Spice. So whenever that's been happening, I've been like, ugh. But like the plot of the book itself and like the small town, I'm really loving. Like I definitely want to read the other books in this series because it's called The Edens. And I think the main guy, he's an Eden. It's like a very prominent name in this town. And I don't know how many siblings he has. It feels like a lot. It feels like the whole town is Edens galore. But also there's like something going on with her grandpa's friend and the love interest. And I would like some closure on that. And right now, it feels like there's someone they want us to think is killing the people. Like it feels like you're like, oh, this is clearly... So I said it to Jordan. I was like, there's just no way that, right? Like they want me to think that. And he was like, yeah, that's definitely what they're setting you up to believe. But I have no idea who it could be. Anyways, I really want to finish this. So I'm gonna sit here and read this for a little bit, but then we have like a family FaceTime call that we're doing this evening. So I am definitely going to finish this. Hopefully going to finish Magnolia Parks. I will probably just update you in the morning. Oh, my silver hair just looks so beautiful. I'm aging so gracefully. I need to get my hair done. On to reading. I literally just finished Magnolia Parks the long way home this morning. It's May 1st, so maybe I did a little, it went over just a little bit, but you know what? Just barely. I am currently upstairs because Grandma's independently playing very well in the living room right now, so I figured I could wrap this up and tell you guys all my thoughts. I finished Indigo Ridge last night. I think you guys saw me reading some of it on my Kindle. The percentage on it was weird because there was an epilogue and then like a bonus epilogue and then content from the next book. So I thought I had way more to go than I did because the book actually ended at like, I think it was like 83% with the epilogue. So that really threw me off. That book, I knew something was up with a certain character. I knew something was up with a lot of characters. But what ended up being the reasoning behind like the suicides was so crazy and outlandish. Was not expecting that. So I did finish both of these. So I finished Indigo Ridge. I gave this 4 stars, maybe 4.5. I think if I hadn't listened to it, it definitely would be 4.5, but the audiobook listening experience wasn't my favorite. This is definitely a 4.5, only because it was just sadder for me. The ending was really great, but I want to read the Daisy Hates book because I love Daisy and Christian. So I really loved this. I love this series. It was heavier than the other one. So it wasn't like this fun, crazy, oh my gosh, what's happening. But this is the first one that had an ending that didn't feel like a gut punch. So out of the 8 books I had here, I read half. I read 4. And then I'm still making my way through The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. That one, like I said, I just don't need to put on a TBR. It's just one that I'm just slowly reading. It's getting to a point where I'm very invested, so I think I'll probably end up picking the pace through it. But this month I wasn't feeling very into reading for whatever reason. I didn't feel slumpy necessarily, but I just like, I do a lot of hobbies. I'm like a hobbyist. I love to have things to do. And it was like everything but reading was what I really wanted to do. So I was like catching up on some other things. But now I've got some books that I really, really want to read. Also, LOL, I left my bookmark in here. I gotta switch it over to my next one. This I don't know. Desperate Measures I don't know how to rate. I don't remember if I told you guys I gave it a rating. I feel like a 3 is solid. It was no plot, just spice. If the plot had been a bigger part of it, I think I would have really, really liked it, but the plot was just not there. Better than the movies, this was great. I'm sad it took me so long to read this. This was definitely probably my favorite read of the month. I really, really loved this. 5 stars, very wholesome, fun, and it didn't read inherently YA. Like, I feel like if you like the Summer I Turned Pretty series, even the show or the books, you'd like this. And then I just told you guys these 2. Indigo Ridge, 4 stars, very fun, like mystery romance. I'm eager to continue reading them. The writing was very easy, very digestible. This was a fun time. I liked the small town, but it's not very cowboy-y. And I do love cowboy romances, but this was just small town. I mean, like, he is a ranch owner, but it didn't feel very cowboy romance, if that makes sense. Really no cowboy romance at all. More mystery than anything. And then Magnolia Park's Into the Dark, 4.5 stars. What a good conclusion to everything that these 2 characters had been through. I'm excited to maybe see little bits of them in the Daisy Hates book. But this was good. It just was definitely really sad. And then the 4 I did not get to was The Heiress, A Tempest of Tea, Well of Ascension, and Dazzling Heights. I really want to read these 3. I tried to pick this up when I was telling you guys I wasn't sure what book I wanted to read, and it just was not speaking to me, so I don't know. Maybe I'll try it another time. I'd say getting half of it done in a week was a win, so I'll take it. But yes, just a reminder, like I told you guys in the beginning of the video, the Shrink the Shelf Kickstarter will be live Wednesday, May 8th. At least I think that's Wednesday. Yes, so please make sure you either go favorite the Kickstarter / follow it, whatever that term is. But if you really want this game, I need you to come on out and support it. Or if you don't want the game, a donation, if you feel so inclined, is always so helpful. But yeah, I'm really excited. I hope it goes well. I'm optimistic. There's a lot of you on the newsletter, so fingers crossed. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my TBR.